and welcome to the Datacloud Spotlight pre-event interview series. I'm Bill Yates, and I'll be talking to some of the people who are coming together in Monaco this April to bring the Datacloud Global Congress back to an in-person event. For the first of our series, I'm very pleased to be joined by David Keegan, who's the Group CEO of Datacube. Welcome, David.
Good morning, Bill. Trust you well and look forward to seeing you in Monaco.
Excellent. Same to you. So, do you want to start by introducing yourself and your company? What do Datacube bring to the market?
Okay, so Datacube went through 3.5 years of R&D to bring a new generation of edge data centers to the market, which is unique insofar as we can have almost all forms of cooling in a single modular build, which is immersive technology, DX, refrigerant gas, chill boards, and adiabatic in a modular build. We launched in June last year. We received funding from Our Green Investments in November last year, 26 million euros, and we're now in production to deploy products across the US, Ireland, the UK, and some other areas that are very, very active in the edge space.
As this is a relatively new product, where have you seen the most interest in what you offer? Which sectors, which use cases are you seeing really with a demand for this kind of product?
Well, that's a really good question, because not only does the specification from each client vary on a project by project basis, whether it's cooling capacity, IT capacity, through to tier rating, Uptime Institute tier 1, 2 or 3, we're not doing tier 4. But the verticals we are working in include power generation stations, petrol forecourts, industrial units in the industrial parks, office building, on-prem IT, on-prem cloud. You know, it's almost becoming an ISP type model as the edge develops. And I think, and my view is, and I've been looking at edge for quite a few years, is we're really in the infancy of what edge is. And I think it's misunderstood and misrepresented in the market by various companies and organizations.
So with that in mind, what would you say is the main misconception that the market has about edge at the moment? Maybe specifically talking about what Datacube offers.
Okay, so if we take how we see edge developing, and it is supported, it's not just Datacube and the team, is that we think there's going to be a very different interconnected world. We've got the optical fiber, let's call that the cable system that joins up currently countries across countries and then internally across all the tier 1 locations. But we see a Wi-Fi interconnected world inside that core basis. And that means you can go to tier 2 locations, tier 3 locations, far edge, or whatever you want to call it. And we think that the Wi-Fi interconnected world is going to outgrow the traditional technology platforms where we are now.
Okay, so you're going to join us in Monaco this year, speaking on a panel about data gravity and data density. Looking forward to the next few years, where do you think data is going to be the heaviest, and what can network owners do to possibly alleviate that?
I think if we could answer that question now, we'd be in a really great place to build a network of the future. I think it's really difficult. And I think, using the concept of edge, and I'm sure you've seen in the press, Bill, recently a company announced a 200 megawatt edge data center, hyperscale edge it was called. We don't see that. With some of the partners we're working to, we can bring 150 watts of edge compute IT, in a small cell size. Some of this will be on display in Monaco. It's being launched there, so it's going to be quite interesting. But what we see is thousands of devices. And when we talk about a device, we don't talk about it being an intelligent or a dumb device. We talk about being a device, because we don't know what dumb devices will do and what intelligent devices will do. And we don't even know how the applications are going to work around the edge as well. But the big thing that we're seeing is how the whole AI and automation of the edge is going to make the edge successful. And I think, once we get to that stage, edge will grow exponentially, outstripping traditional building IT.
Okay, so moving to speaking about data strategy for organizations in general, where do you think the main problems might lie in the next few years for companies and organizations that are looking to scale up what they provide? What do you think might trip them up?
Okay, I think there's a number of answers to that question. I think one of the problems that we're currently seeing with some of our clients, whether it's in the aviation sector, automation, etc., is that they are getting more, and I don't like using the word paranoid, but certainly concerned about the cyber issues, ransomware attacks, data breaches. How do you protect data being in country rather than goes out of country? And we all know that even at hyperscale level, they can't guarantee that your data is going to stay in country. It's a fact. So I think one of the big concerns is where new developments are coming on, whether that's the future of the driverless vehicle or robotics or artificial intelligence, is how they protect their IP around that. So we're working on a number of projects where customers have specifically said they want private network 5G on-prem to do AI interlinked with virtual reality and augmented reality, so it goes into a production circle, but really looking at high data levels and data security on-prem rather than going off-prem.
Is there any functionality in other areas that might have to be scaled back or sacrificed in order to meet these added security requirements that you're seeing from clients, or is it something that weaves in quite nicely into the general offering?
I think it's both. I think some customers will look at the general offering and think it's secure enough, and then there'll be a very bespoke solution. There is certainly a market, it will be a growing market for the likes of Amazon and Google and the other social media and hyperscale platforms. But I think that the change now after COVID with the home working, the security around your desktop, your VPN, who plugs devices in, etc., and my computer is completely locked down. Even I can't put things onto the system. I think that is going to show a real big shift. And now we're talking not about private network 5G and how and what that can support, but also what's going to happen when we're going to be hitting 3, 4, 5 gig of speed rather than 800 megabytes of speed in data transmission. And then how do you do that over a Wi-Fi or a microwave technology? Bearing in mind that tests have proven that we can pump 5G over 250 kilometers. So you get degradation, but I think with enhanced speed, the Wi-Fi solution is going to become extremely beneficial for customers and clients that want a high level of data production, storage at the edge.
So you've touched on it in a few of your answers, but do you want to give an overview of what Datacube are going to be doing in Monaco this April? What are you bringing there? What's your presence going to look like? What can fellow delegates at the event expect from you guys?
Okay, so we're going to have a 1/4 scale Datacube model on the stand, so we can show how its adaptability and flexibility. As I said, but it's nothing like anything in the market. We are building to ballistic standard, to give you an idea. So that's a client requirement where they want to put Datacubes at the side of roadways, inside shopping malls, and certainly in the US the gun culture is an issue. We're also going to have on the liquid cooled immersive technology solution, which is 100 watts edge data center, which goes into Datacube, so we can show and demonstrate how we can build networks at the edge and how that interconnected world can work. We've got a number of our core partners there. We've got Edge Centers, we've got Ern Holtzman, we've got Datacloud, our security company there. But we want a very interactive show. So we're showing products, but we treat it rather than a trade stand as an educational stand. Because I think that is really important with where the market is and where the market's going. We're not just a product supplier, we're a technologist business. And the smallest project we're working on literally is 100 watts. The largest project we're advising customers on is 256 megawatts. So that gives you the range of depth and services that we offer as a business, which is very unique to most of the manufacturing products suppliers out there.
That's definitely a big range. So the final question is, we're kind of sort of coming out the back end of COVID now in terms of the events industry anyway. What are you looking forward to most about getting back to in-person live mode at trade shows?
I think you can, the Zoom and Teams and all these sort of podcasts are really great. But if you want to deep dive into something, you can't do it on those forums. If a customer comes, even on a one-to-one on this, you need the personal reaction. I'm a bit old school. I like drawing things on a whiteboard still and explain to a customer how that clustering can work. You can't really do that on a smart screen. And there may be some other stuff we're going to be launching at Monaco. I don't want to go into that yet, just in case it doesn't happen in time. But with some of the products that we're bringing to the market over the next year is a game changer for the industry. It is substantially different to anything that's out there, and we think that one-to-one personal relationship will grow. Albeit I've already flown about 26 times across to the US and back this year. Now COVID's lifted. It's not great living in an aeroplane all the time.
No, I mean, some people are definitely further along the getting back to business trip lifestyle than others, but that's great to hear that you're planning such a presence in Monaco this year. So thank you very much for joining us, David. You can join David and the rest of the Datacloud industry at the Datacloud Global Congress. It's happening in the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco, 25th to 27th of April, and it would be great to see you there. Thanks very much again, David, for joining us, and we'll see you in Monaco next month.
Good to speak to you, Bill. Have a great trip out to Monaco and I'll see you there.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, bye-bye.